Thank you very much. That was very insightful. I think what you're essentially saying about how we are born with a natural creativity, the hunger, and survival, and how we should not kill that by giving answers, and a lot beautifully the points that you put across. With this, I move to Miss Kamaljeet Yadav, ma'am. Welcome. And looking forward for your thoughts. When I was interacting with you, you expressed how your school has had that foresight under your leadership about coming up with these graphic books, and that's something very unique. So, if you could kindly share your thoughts about what led to your creative journey within within your school. There's one request I have. There's such interesting points. We have limited time, so sorry, but if we could just capsule this a little bit. Yeah, sorry, this is the bad job. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Anuja. Thank you, Anuja. And Madam Aradhana has already set the stage for all of us. Since you said, and while discussing yesterday, we have put up certain topics from different subjects in the form of graphic novels. Say, for example, from Hindi for primary class, Faslon Ke Tyohar. There, it's in a beautiful story way it's been put up, because our teacher is not teaching one topic in a complete one day. It's a kind of series that the topic is divided into different number of periods. And based on that, there is some kind of introduction in the class. The children are awaiting, they go home, on the way, they experience, they might be going to a Mela, a fair, somewhere close to Dussehra or Diwali. There they are interacting with the family members, they are talking about different kind of things. Now, their children are talking, the parents are involved, the teacher also comes in the class or in between. And then how, when next day or after 2 days, when children come to school, how they are asked by the teacher to express what was their learning. I mean, that gives children to have a lot of observation. What is happening around, they must observe, they must see. Say, for example, children also become a part of the celebration. Once you make a child a part of any kind of a celebration, be it a festival, be it preparing for something, be it planning of that something. So like for mathematics also, quadrilateral had been the topic. So, there very beautifully children are going home and they are, acknowledging things around which are in that particular shape and where that's been used, and then they correlate and then they try to talk, and then they are talking to their parents as well as to their friends. In the school also they try to look for that. Similarly, the kind of food that we eat, like for primary classes, the food safari. So the food safari from science is a topic, of course, that children have to understand that how, what happens, where does the food come from, and how it starts, and what are the different parts that it passes through. And the parts are also talking about their characteristics or about the kind of, process they are involved in. So their children are expressing. Yes, certainly, Ratna ma'am had said that over the time period, what happened, people came in so much of comfort zone, teachers like me, that they started do question answers, learn your lesson, this is important question, this is not, this is do, I'll ask, this kind of a question is asked in the question paper. We were too much giving them that this is the question, this is the answer. Whereas we never thought our children to ask questions. We never thought of allowing them to ask questions. So sometimes in school also I try and I tell teachers that essentially do not every time give a question to be tested in the class, but give children the answer and tell them find out the question for this. The role has to reverse. It should be the children who should be finding the question, rather than the teacher always, ma'am, I have a question. But if you have a question, then the teacher also has to entertain, has to accept in the right spirit. I was browsing through my LinkedIn profile, and I was just looking at that, and I found one beautiful, although we all have heard and must have read this, beautiful quote by Margaret Mead, and that says, yes, children must be taught how to think, not to what to think. Yeah, the day we tell them, and yes, ma'am has beautifully given so many examples. The other day I was at I think 2 years back, I was in traveling, and on Calcutta airport, I just happened to see one small child asking the mother, Mom, what is that? What is that? Father was too busy over his, laptop and all that. The child was asking so curiously, don't run, don't do this, don't. I mean, too much of putting the child into a particular frame, and then finally the mother was so easily exhausted on the fifth or sixth question. Oh, you shut up, you asked too many questions. I mean, publicly asking your child and telling, it's not just that particular mother, but this is happening by and large, and we are killing the curiosity of our children. Now I'm trying to revive, because I have my own YouTube channel also, on which I do lots of stories in English as well as in Hindi. And of course, I do invite that, okay, please send your comments, how did you like, what did you like? So in that way, I'm trying to bring about that every person has one or the other, or something or the other creative about it. Another example I would like to give here is that, and these graphic novels, of course, are not restricted to particular subject only, but like we have taken up beautiful story of the revolution of 1857. Then from class 9, we have that Forest Society, and there are around 10 more such from different are coming up. Moreover, here I would like to quote here, as a teacher, I always believed, as a language teacher, I always believed in writing the topic on the board, asking questions, lots of words related to the topic, and then whatever came in the mind of the children, writing those words on the board. And usually my board, would be filled with words and words around. And then sometimes I would ask children, the students, that, okay, would you like to connect these words and write a kind of story? That was there. Because even though I was teaching class 11th and 12th students, but, until unless they they capture a picture through their eyes of the words, they may not be able to understand. Then I would tell them sometimes the story related to particular kind of words also, like ice cream. How did that word ice cream came, how it was, and how there are so many other things. So as a teacher, I always believed, and since I was talking to you, Tanuja, yesterday as well, I, as a language teacher, need to have understanding or some knowledge of history, geography, political science, mathematics, of course, social sciences, and then only I can teach. Say, for example, we have the deep water. There is one story, the deep water. Now, that deep water is based on absolute learning of life skills. Now, until unless you introduce that kind of a thing, it's not only how did the author, what was the fear of the author? No, that this was the fear of the author. You also must be having some fears of your. What are those? Would you like to express? Would you like to accept? What is the step, that you can overcome any kind of fear? There has to be a systematic approach to it. Now, by that systematic approach, you can overcome any kind of your fears that we have as a human being. So that is what actually is to be discussed in the class. That is actually what is to be taught in the class, rather than that, there was this Tom or Jerry or Harry and this person did this or said this. No, it is not that. Tell me what is there for me to learn, I will learn that thing. Tell me what is there to analyze, I will analyze. So that's what I think.
Brilliant. Thank you. I think what you are also saying is that if we infuse creativity even through different methods to bring it to our children.